Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Dave Cave for tonight's presentation of Heartland Championship Wrestling. And tonight we bring you the biggest pay-per-view event of the year. It is the 2022 Tournament of Champions. All right, my name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with 8 great matches from the 2022 Tournament of Champions. And it is Frank Wainscott first in line, and he has got his number 76 Oklahoma Sooner jersey on as he is rooting for Dr. Death Steve Williams in the men's Tournament of Champions here tonight. All of tonight's matches will be for the coveted Filsinger Cup championships. Over the last 12 months, every wrestler, tag team, lady and ladies tag team who has won gold have been hooked up in a tournament, and the winner of the respective tournaments will win the Filsinger Cups, and tonight it will all go down. And in the main draw, we see the 4 men who have made it to the semifinals of the Filsinger Cup men's tournament. The aforementioned Steve Dr. Death Williams will battle Dusty Rhodes, and Kurt Angle will battle Ed Strangler Lewis in those semifinal matches to come. And in the main event, the winners of those 2 matches will square off for the biggest prize in the Heartland. Also in the ladies' action, we'll get started momentarily with the ladies' semifinals, featuring HOLIDEAD, LEYLA HIRSCH, Mercedes Martinez, and cheerleader Melissa. And of course, the tag team tournaments will go to their finals tonight. On the ladies' side, it will be the team of MALIA, HOSAKA, and Jazz taking on their year-long rivals, the KIMBER Bombs. And in the men's tag team final, it will be a doozy, as the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane, accompanied by James E. Cornette, will take on the team brought to the ring by Paul Ellering, the awesome Road Warriors. So plenty of great action tonight. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a cold one, and enjoy the show. We are going to kick things off. The following contest is the opening match of the 2022 Tournament of Champions. This is a semifinal matchup in the ladies' bracket. Introducing first, weighing in at 125 pounds and standing at 5 foot 1 inches tall from Moscow, Russia, this is legit LEYLA HIRSCH. And fans, if you've not seen LEYLA HIRSCH in action, she is really something else. She is not a drop over 5 foot 1, but she is athletic and she is a powerhouse and she is a wrestler par excellence. But her opponent tonight is a former Heartland Ladies Champion and quite probably the most hated woman in the Heartland these days. She weighs in at 150 pounds, standing at 5 foot 4. Coming to you from the other side of darkness, this is HOLIDEAD. HOLIDEAD, of course, a former ladies champion. And once she lost the belt, she really lost any sense of moral standing that she had and launched a vicious assault on the then ladies champion Kelly Klein, injuring Kelly Klein and putting her on the shelf for a protracted period of time. As a result of that injury, the winner of tonight's tournament will be crowned not only the Filsinger Cup winner in Heartland Ladies action, but will also receive the Heartland Ladies Championship title. So a lot is on the line here tonight as we come to you from the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, the host for the Tournament of Champions by virtue of the Braves and the Georgia Bulldogs winning their respective championships this past year, as we say hello to D. Scott Howard and ultimate Wildcat fan, my man Kevin Butcher. Good to see everybody coming out tonight for the action as LEYLA HIRSCH and HOLIDEAD are set to square off. And the opening initiative roll is won by LEYLA HIRSCH. We'll see if she is indeed legit, but she's got her work cut out for her tonight in this match. And it is LEYLA who comes out with a running clothesline, and that stuns HOLIDEAD. LEYLA moving quickly, and right to the middle turnbuckle. She comes off high into the air and slamming down onto HOLIDEAD with the Meteora, that flying double knee strike. And HOLIDEAD is staggered. Another Meteora, and quickly, LEYLA HIRSCH is going to go for the cover. The pin roll is 3 or lower, but on a roll of 9, HOLIDEAD kicks out. LEYLA HIRSCH has the fans on her side here in Atlanta as she goes right to the moonsault. She goes for the moonsault and she nails it. Once again, she goes for the cover. The pin roll here is 4 or lower, but on a roll of 7, HOLIDEAD kicks out and the match will continue. LEYLA HIRSCH with all the momentum on her side right now, and another moonsault. She hits another moonsault. The pin roll now is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 6, HOLIDEAD barely kicks out. Just got that left leg over the bottom rope. As HOLIDEAD's new accompanying accomplice, Thunder Rosa, looks on from ringside, but Thunder Rosa will not interfere in this match. This is a Filsinger Cup match, and we take those very seriously here in the Heartland as LEYLA HIRSCH is in control. Springboard moonsault delivered by LEYLA, and that just takes HOLIDEAD down and out of the ring. And that is not a place where LEYLA HIRSCH wants to get mixed up with the likes of HOLIDEAD. And on the roll of 4, sure enough, it is HOLIDEAD who grabs LEYLA HIRSCH by the leg, drags her out of the ring, and just drops her with a spine buster onto the arena floor. LEYLA HIRSCH goes down hard, and she is hurting. HOLIDEAD now taking control, working methodically. Brings LEYLA back into the ring, turns her over and drops her forehead first onto the canvas with the unprettier. And LEYLA HIRSCH is slow to get to her feet. She has taken 2 big blows now after starting the match with all the momentum. HOLIDEAD stays on her. She's going to try for a vertical suplex here. That is a choice C maneuver. So she'll need a roll of 7 or lower to complete the vertical suplex. And on a roll of 8, LEYLA HIRSCH blocks that attempted vertical suplex. And it is LEYLA coming back. And LEYLA with a rising knee strike just nails HOLIDEAD right squarely in the center of her ribcage. HOLIDEAD once again staggered. And LEYLA follows up with a series of palm strikes, backing HOLIDEAD into the corner as LEYLA HIRSCH pounds away. LEYLA comes back now, grabs the arm, whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes HOLIDEAD. And on a roll of 9, that is the power roll. And the power advantage goes to HOLIDEAD. The two come together in the center of the ring. HOLIDEAD has a good 25 pounds on LEYLA, so it is HOLIDEAD who knocks LEYLA down to the canvas. HOLIDEAD now in control. And HOLIDEAD goes right to another spine buster. Oh my goodness, another spine buster, and LEYLA HIRSCH is down. LEYLA is down, and HOLIDEAD goes for the dead drop. Didn't get all of that one, and LEYLA is slow to get to her feet, but HOLIDEAD's still in control. And now another big spine buster puts LEYLA on the canvas once again. LEYLA starting to show the effects of the damage to her lower back, where a lot of her strength comes from for some of the suplexes and moves that she likes to perform. Here's a big body slam by HOLIDEAD. LEYLA finally getting to her feet. The two come together again in the center of the ring, and it is LEYLA who goes for the single leg takedown and puts HOLIDEAD onto the canvas. We say hello to Salvador America as LEYLA HIRSCH is in control. And another running clothesline from LEYLA, but HOLIDEAD does not leave her feet. LEYLA comes at her again. Now she's going to try the bicycle kick. This is a choice B maneuver, so she will need a roll of 8 or lower to accomplish that. And on a roll of 8, she hits the bicycle kick. And HOLIDEAD staggers back. LEYLA in control. LEYLA with another Meteora off the middle turnbuckle and driving those knees right into the shoulders of HOLIDEAD. HOLIDEAD goes down. Both women getting to their feet slowly. It's LEYLA in control. LEYLA grabs HOLIDEAD with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes HOLIDEAD, and this time on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow from LEYLA HIRSCH that stuns HOLIDEAD. LEYLA follows that up with another big Meteora. She is going for broke here, and HOLIDEAD is stunned. HOLIDEAD with another Meteora. And HOLIDEAD remains stunned. She has got that move going, and every time she does it, the fans are just going crazy here in Atlanta for tonight's opening contest. She comes off again, this time with a rising knee strike. HOLIDEAD staggers backwards. Another rising knee strike, and finally HOLIDEAD leaves the ring. HOLIDEAD leaving the ring. She took advantage of this at her last opportunity, but this time on a roll of 10. It is LEYLA coming out of the ring, and they're going to battle it out, and it is LEYLA who grabs HOLIDEAD and slams her face first onto the steel ring steps. There are no disqualifications in Filsinger Cup tournaments. Action will continue with LEYLA in control as they are corralled back into the ring. LEYLA now with a springboard moonsault and catches HOLIDEAD. HOLIDEAD stunned. LEYLA remains in control and goes back to the palm strikes, just pummeling away on HOLIDEAD. And I think that infuriates her more than anything. And HOLIDEAD goes back out to the center of the ring, and LEYLA HIRSCH comes with another rising knee strike and nails HOLIDEAD, this time right up under the chin, and HOLIDEAD goes down. LEYLA is going to go for, HOLIDEAD is trying to get out of the ring. LEYLA grabs her by the leg and keeps her in the ring, and now it is a standing drop kick attempted by LEYLA. She miscalculates on that. HOLIDEAD sidesteps that and comes back with an attempt at a vertical suplex. But on a roll of 10, LEYLA once again manages to block that suplex, and it is LEYLA HIRSCH with another standing drop kick that stuns HOLIDEAD. Both ladies giving it all for the Heartland Ladies title and the Filsinger Cup. A daily double worth fighting for, says Salvador America, and this is just the semifinals. And now a Saito suplex being attempted by LEYLA HIRSCH. She will need a roll of 7 or lower to get this one, and on a roll of 9, HOLIDEAD blocks that move. LEYLA is somewhat weakened in the lower back from the previous attacks from HOLIDEAD, not able to execute the Saito suplex, and instead it is HOLIDEAD up and down hard with another spine buster onto the low back of LEYLA HIRSCH. Boy, this match taking its toll on both ladies, as HOLIDEAD comes in with another big body slam, and LEYLA is hurt. HOLIDEAD follows that up with another spine buster. LEYLA slow to get to her feet. HOLIDEAD keeping on the pressure, another big body slam. And HOLIDEAD methodically trying to pick apart her opponent. And this time as she comes in, it is LEYLA with the reversal. And LEYLA goes for the flying head scissors and takes HOLIDEAD over and down to the canvas. Both ladies now slow to get to their feet. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is LEYLA with a single leg takedown. Action on the mat. Another head scissors applied by LEYLA HIRSCH. And HOLIDEAD is in some trouble here. LEYLA in control, but they're still battling it out on the mat. And now LEYLA is going to go for the bicycle kick once again on a roll of 8 or lower. And on a roll of 5, she hit it. And HOLIDEAD is stunned in the center of the ring. LEYLA coming out with another big rising knee strike. LEYLA goes for the cover. The pin roll now is 6 or lower. And on a roll of 7, HOLIDEAD just got out of that. 2 3/4, but the hand did not come down. LEYLA a little bit frustrated, but the match continues with LEYLA in control. Once again, HOLIDEAD trying to get out of the ring. LEYLA not letting that happen. And LEYLA backs her down with another series of palm strikes. HOLIDEAD absorbing those palm strikes, punishing. And now it's a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes HOLIDEAD, and on a roll of 7, it is another running back elbow from LEYLA. That stuns HOLIDEAD. LEYLA goes back to the palm strikes, just punishing her foe. These two are wearing down, but they're still battling it out. And now it is a reversal for HOLIDEAD, and it is HOLIDEAD who comes with a pump handle slam, and LEYLA HIRSCH down to the canvas hard. This is awesome, says Frank Wainscott, and this is just the opening match. We've got 7 more matches after this one to come. Here's another vertical suplex attempt by HOLIDEAD. But on a roll of 12, once again, LEYLA blocks that move. That's 3 times HOLIDEAD has tried the suplex and failed. And it is a standing dropkick attempt. HOLIDEAD got out of the way of that one. These two figuring out each other's styles, and now it is another big spine buster from HOLIDEAD that puts LEYLA down onto the canvas. And a leg drop onto the ring apron. And as we all know, the ring apron is the hardest part of the ring. Derek Balbin joins us in the chat room as the Omni is beginning to fill up here with fans of Heartland Championship Wrestling. HOLIDEAD in control, whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes LEYLA, but on a roll of 3, it is HOLIDEAD charging into the corner with a running shoulder dive, but LEYLA moves out of the way, and HOLIDEAD hits the ring post and tumbles out to the arena floor. And LEYLA's just going to bide her time in the ring and force HOLIDEAD to come back into the ring on her own terms. LEYLA not going to risk mixing it up with HOLIDEAD on the arena floor. And as HOLIDEAD gets back into the ring, it is a dive off of the top rope, flying body press executed by LEYLA. HOLIDEAD goes down. LEYLA follows that up with another big rising knee strike, and HOLIDEAD is staggered. Another rising knee strike, and this time HOLIDEAD does get out of the ring. Out to the arena floor we go. But again, on a roll of 10, that's good for LEYLA. As HOLIDEAD comes after LEYLA with a steel chair, but LEYLA drop kicks the chair, and the chair slaps right into the face of HOLIDEAD. Pops Reviews is here in the chat. LEYLA taking matters back into the center of the ring. Another big Meteora. That double flying knee strike, and HOLIDEAD is down. And now it is going to be a death jump. LEYLA HIRSCH going up for the death jump. And on a roll of 7, it is a flying clothesline off of the top turnbuckle by LEYLA that nails HOLIDEAD. And now it is the cross arm breaker. LEYLA's got on the cross arm breaker. This is a submission hold. The submission here is 7 or lower. And on a roll of 8, HOLIDEAD is just able to make her way to the bottom rope. My goodness, HOLIDEAD is resilient, but LEYLA HIRSCH is relentless. And now it is another death jump coming up from LEYLA. Going up top, and on a roll of 11, it is a perfect cross body block out of the sky. LEYLA goes for the cover. And on a roll of 9, HOLIDEAD just kicks out again. Oh my goodness, that is 6 fatigue tokens for HOLIDEAD. The match continues with LEYLA doing everything, pulling out all the stops to win this match. And now it is a springboard moonsault that takes HOLIDEAD down. LEYLA keeping on the pressure. LEYLA with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes HOLIDEAD. Only this time on a roll of 4, it is LEYLA who drops her head too soon. And HOLIDEAD comes off the ropes and dumps LEYLA to the canvas with a DDT. HOLIDEAD now in control. What's she going to do? She's going to pitch LEYLA out of the ring and have a little fun on the arena floor. And on a roll of 7, it is HOLIDEAD who wins the brawl on the arena floor. Kevin Butler paying close attention here, has observed that that's 3 times in a row that HOLIDEAD beat the pin roll by 1. But HOLIDEAD is now in control as the match is back in the ring. And the Unprettier just dumps LEYLA HIRSCH down on the top of her head once again. HOLIDEAD's going to follow that up. Whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes LEYLA. And on a roll of 7, it is a big kick from HOLIDEAD that stuns LEYLA. HOLIDEAD maintains control. And HOLIDEAD comes back with another big pump handle slam. Goes for the cover. This is her first pin attempt of the match. The pin roll is 3 or lower. And on a roll of 7, LEYLA easily kicks out of that one. HOLIDEAD has the momentum now, but she's got a lot of catching up to do as LEYLA HIRSCH has put her through the ringer. And now it is the rocking horse attempted by HOLIDEAD. Another submission hold. This is a choice G maneuver. And on choice G, that means it's either a death jump roll of A or a power roll of 8 or lower. We're going to go with the 8 or lower on the power roll. And sure enough, on a roll of 10, LEYLA is able to escape from the rocking horse. And it is LEYLA who fires back with an attempted Saito suplex. And on a roll of 12, HOLIDEAD blocks that. These two are worn out in the center of the ring, just battling it out for control. as HOLIDEAD is going to go again for that vertical suplex. She's tried and failed this on a number of occasions tonight, and on a roll of 9, LEYLA blocks it again. No love whatsoever for that vertical suplex. And this time it is LEYLA attempting the standing drop kick. HOLIDEAD sidesteps that, and HOLIDEAD drops her with another spine buster. She's going to go for the cover. The pin roll is 4, and on a roll of 8, LEYLA kicks out, and the match will continue. This is a marathon in tonight's opening contest. HOLIDEAD follows that up with another unprettier, and LEYLA is down, and she is staying down. And HOLIDEAD now is going to go for yet another unprettier. She's going to make the cover. The pin roll here is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 7, LEYLA kicks out. Boy, the momentum is on HOLIDEAD's side now. She is on the comeback trail. And now it is going to be HOLIDEAD pitching LEYLA HIRSCH out of the ring yet again. And this time on a roll of 5. On a ring chart of C, that is the best wrestler wins roll. HOLIDEAD is an A, LEYLA HIRSCH is a C. That's no contest. HOLIDEAD in control. And as they come back into the ring, it is HOLIDEAD with the Darkness Falls. That is her finisher. It's a +2. The pin roll is 8 or lower. And on a roll of 8, she got her. How about that? What a tremendous match. Match of the Year candidate in tonight's opening fall. As HOLIDEAD, by way of the Darkness Falls, has come away with a very hard-fought victory over a very game and gallant LEYLA HIRSCH in tonight's opening semifinal matchup. Wow. Boy, I thought LEYLA had that match won on a number of occasions, but HOLIDEAD kept kicking out and finally saw her opportunity to take control and was able to put away LEYLA with that finisher, the Darkness Falls, also known as the Angel's Wings when Christopher Daniels does that move. So say goodnight to LEYLA HIRSCH. She goes out after a very gallant effort. And we go to our next semifinal matchup here in the Heartland Ladies Tournament. And yes, Ultimate Wildcat fan Kevin Butcher, after all the spine busters, LEYLA is now 4'1". And yes, 5-star matchup indeed. And that wasn't even considered to be the most important match of the semis, because the following contest, which is scheduled for one fall, is another semifinal matchup in the Ladies Filsinger Cup tournament. And this time we have two women who have both been the Heartland Ladies Wrestler of the Year in previous years, including your last year's Heartland Ladies Wrestler of the Year. Introducing first the reigning Lady Wrestler of the Year in the Heartland. She stands at 5'7" and weighs 135 pounds, out of Waterbury, Connecticut. This is Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez, veteran grappler and tremendous athlete, former college basketball player, and a superstar in the wrestling world by any accounting. But her opponent is the legend, not only the future legend, but the legend of Heartland Ladies Wrestling. Nobody is more decorated in the history of the Heartland than this woman from San Francisco, California, standing at 5'8" tall, weighing 140 pounds. This is Cheerleader Melissa. All right, Mercedes Martinez and Cheerleader Melissa, legendary rivalry, two of the legends of the sport, with tremendous respect for one another as they come out and start things off with a handshake here. We are going to see plenty of sportsmanship, but also plenty of competition, as these are two double tough ladies getting things going in tonight's second semifinal match of the evening. And the opening initiative role is won by Mercedes. And Mercedes comes out with a power slam, taking Melissa down to the canvas hard. These ladies are even in power. Melissa has a slight advantage in agility. As Melissa is slow to get to her feet, Mercedes in control. Mercedes with a gut buster down hard across the knee, trying to soften up Melissa here in the early going. And now Mercedes has Melissa cornered and starts firing off those brutal chops. Those brutal chops are punishing. And cheerleader Melissa has suffered through those on any number of occasions in the past. And now cheerleader Melissa is trapped in the corner and drops to one knee. Mercedes in control. And Mercedes is going to go for a big Saito suplex. Melissa had that one scouted. She's not going to let that happen. And instead is Melissa, who comes back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Mercedes. And on a roll of 7, it is Mercedes who grabs the arm and reverses that whip, sending Melissa to the turnbuckle. And now Melissa sends Mercedes back to the turnbuckle. These two ladies do indeed have each other well scouted. And this time it is Mercedes coming off the turnbuckle with a skull-splitting running lariat that nails cheerleader Melissa right up under the chin. And Melissa goes down and rolls out of the ring. Out of the ring we go early in this one. And on a roll of 8, it is Mercedes who is going to suplex Melissa back into the ring. Inside out suplex, and Melissa goes down hard. Mercedes in control. And Mercedes is going to keep up the action with the 3 amigas, paying homage to her hero, the late great Eddie Guerrero, as she takes Melissa up and down to the canvas hard 3 consecutive times. And Melissa has tasted some punishment here. Mercedes gets her up, whipped to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Melissa. And on a roll of 5, this time it is Melissa with the running shoulder tackle, catching Mercedes off balance, taking Mercedes down to the canvas. And now Melissa with a driving elbow drop. Mercedes rolls out of the way of that one. Mercedes back in control and just nails Melissa with a forearm shot right to the side of the head. Melissa goes down. Mercedes goes for the quick cover. The pin roll here is 3 or lower, but on a roll of 6, Melissa kicks out. But Mercedes is in control. And Mercedes now goes with the Fisherman Buster. This is her finishing move. It's a +2. The pin roll is 6 or lower. And on a roll of 9, Melissa kicks out. Mercedes has taken control here early, capitalized on her opportunity, and is going to come back with another brain buster. Down hard to the mat. Head first goes Melissa. And once again, Melissa rolls out of the ring. On the arena floor, both these ladies love to battle it out. And it is Melissa who grabs Mercedes by the back of the head, 3 forearms to the side of the head, and face first onto the ring apron goes Mercedes. Melissa now has gained control, winning that brawl on the arena floor. And Melissa now is going for the kudo driver. This is a +2 finisher. It's tough to execute, but she got her up and down to the canvas hard. She goes for the cover. The pin roll is 4 or lower, but on a roll of 12, Mercedes kicked out of that and kicked out with authority. So Melissa now in control after the kudo driver. And she's going to go for the kudo driver a second time. The pin roll now is 5, and on a roll of 7, Mercedes able to kick out. Again, these two women have faced each other as much as any 2 women in the sport, and in the Heartland here in particular. Melissa now in control and going to the Kondo clutch. A very painful submission maneuver. Got her bent over backwards, the legs are clover-leafed, and in a Boston Crab style move, Melissa has got Mercedes at her mercy. Mercedes forced to crawl over to the bottom rope to force the break of the hold, with Melissa still in control. Melissa now with a big curb stomp. Oh, that is nasty. And Melissa's curb stomp is a thing of beauty. It's not the running aerial curb stomp that Seth Rollins uses. Melissa just grabs her opponent by both arms, puts her foot between the shoulder blade with the opponent laying face down on the mat, and slams the face of the opponent into the canvas. It is a brutal, hard-hitting move. And Melissa now does it again, another curb stomp, and now it is Mercedes who is going to roll out of the ring in hopes of catching a breather. And now it is on the ring floor. It is a roll of 5, and that is the odd-even roll. There are no disqualifications here. So on an even roll, Mercedes takes control. On the odd roll, control will go to Melissa. And on a roll of 3, it is Melissa who wins the brawl on the arena floor, grabbing Mercedes by the arm and whipping her violently into the steel security railing. And Mercedes goes down hard. Melissa now with an opportunity. She's going to keep the fight here on the arena floor. And this time on a roll of 6, it is Mercedes who grabs Melissa and slams Melissa down forehead first onto the security railing. Both these ladies doing damage inside the ring and out. Mercedes now in control. Back into the ring, Mercedes again with the 3 Amigas. Just trying to wear out Melissa and prevent her from executing those suplexes and submission holds. Now a gutbuster from Mercedes. Both women are down. Both women getting up slowly. And as they come together, it is Melissa attempting a duck under go behind. Mercedes counters that. And it is a clothesline from Mercedes that knocks Melissa back down to the canvas. Very competitive match between these two. Another spine buster from Mercedes. Takes Melissa back down to the canvas. Mercedes now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Melissa, and on a roll of 11, it is Mercedes with a brutal chop that just about took the starch out of Melissa. Melissa collapses, doubled over in pain, and Mercedes is going to take advantage, and she's going to try for the huge boot. This is a choice G maneuver. That gives us either death jump A or a roll of 7 or lower on the power chart. She'll go for the roll of 7 or lower, and on a roll of 7, she nailed her with that huge boot to the side of the head. And Melissa goes back down. Mercedes now is going to take things out of the ring yet again as the battle rages on. And this time it is Mercedes coming out of the ring and just nailing Melissa right along the side of the head with a big forearm smash, and then pounding the head of cheerleader Melissa onto the announcer's table. The announcer is not very happy about that. Cheerleader Melissa even less happy as she takes another blow to the head. And now back in the ring, Mercedes is going once again for the Fisherman Buster. She's got her up, over, and down. She makes the cover. The pin roll is 7 or lower, and on a roll of 10, Melissa kicks out. My goodness, we are having all kinds of resilience by all of these ladies. As Kevin Butcher says, the 2 ladies' matches are going to be a hard act to follow. And now the 3 Amigas applied again by Mercedes. Melissa ain't going nowhere. She is down, and she is staying down. And a big Saito suplex from Mercedes takes Melissa down to the canvas yet again. Mercedes follows that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Melissa, and on a roll of 8, it is Mercedes with a big kick to the gut that stuns Melissa, and Mercedes follows that up with another spine buster down hard to the canvas. Mercedes in control. Another gut buster takes Melissa down again. These ladies have beaten the pulp out of each other. And now a series of nasty forearm smashes as Melissa gets to her feet and Mercedes just pummels her into the corner. And now more of the forearm smashes. Melissa collapses to the canvas. Mercedes with a big knee drop. She goes for the cover. The pin roll is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Melissa kicks out again. My goodness, what another match we have seen. These 4 ladies are going all out. And now another big Saito suplex attempt. This time Melissa blocks the suplex, and it is Melissa who takes Mercedes down and gets her again with the curb stomp. Another nasty curb stomp. Mercedes is stunned. Melissa goes for the cover. The pin roll is 4 or lower, and that ain't going to happen. We haven't seen a flash pin in any of these ladies' matches. But Melissa now is in control. And Melissa now is going for the air raid crash, her other finisher. This is a +1 finisher. The pin roll is 6. And on a roll of 8, Mercedes kicks out and the match continues. My goodness, these are just the first 2 ladies' matches of the night, and both of these have been classics. As we say hello to referee James Lawrence III. Melissa with a knee to the back. Mercedes on her hands and knees, trying desperately to get to her feet. As Melissa picks her up and tries a body slam, Mercedes sneaks out the back door of that one. And it is Mercedes with a running clothesline that stuns Melissa. James Lawrence III, you have missed a sensational opening match. And now another sensational match between Mercedes Martinez and cheerleader Melissa. And now Mercedes unloads with another series of those brutal chops, just knocking the stuffings right out of Melissa. That's an add one maneuver and a brutal one at that. Melissa is going to go out of the ring, and we go back to the arena floor. And on a roll of 7, it is Mercedes who's going to win the brawl on the arena floor. Action returns to the ring. Another attempt at a Saito suplex by Mercedes takes Melissa down to the canvas. Mercedes follows that up with another attempt at a spine buster. This time Melissa blocks the spine buster, and it is Melissa with another curb stomp. On to Mercedes. Mercedes rolls out of the ring yet again. And on a roll of 8, Melissa's going to take a breather in the ring and force Mercedes to make that helpless crawl back into the ring ahead of the 10 count. Melissa now with a knee to the back. Mercedes arching her back in pain as Melissa follows that up with another diving elbow drop, taking Mercedes down to the canvas. Another diving elbow drop from Melissa as she punishes the lower back. Another big body slam, and this time Mercedes goes down, and she stays down. Melissa with another opportunity to do some damage here. She's going to go for the kudo driver. That's the +2 finisher. The pin roll now is 8 or lower, and if this is a 9, I'm going to have a fit. But on a roll of 6, she got her. Cheerleader Melissa with the win by way of the kudo driver after another sensational semifinal matchup here in the ladies' Filsinger Cup Tag Team Tournament. And later tonight it will be Cheerleader Melissa taking on HOLIDEAD for the Filsinger Cup Championship and the Heartland Ladies Championship. Wow. 2 semifinal matchups in the ladies division and 2 instant classics. Congratulations to Mercedes Martinez on a fine match. Cheerleader Melissa is going to go take an ice bath and get ready for her final matchup later in the night. As 2 of the hardest hitting women in the business, Melissa and HOLIDEAD, will go at it for all the marbles. And with all that, fans, it's now time for the men's semifinal matchups. As Kevin Butcher observes, the first 2 winners both had 6 tokens, which gives me an idea for later. But now we go to the men's semifinal matchups. The following contest is a semifinal matchup in the singles bracket of the Filsinger Cup tournament. 2 very popular Southern boys, Texan and a Sooner, about to hook up in what should be another all-time classic. Introducing first from Norman, Oklahoma. He weighs in at 6 foot. He stands at 6'2" and weighs in at 275 pounds. This is number 76, the man known as Dr. Death, Steve Williams. So Williams coming out ready for action here, but and getting some polite applause from the crowd, but his opponent is one of the most popular men in the history of the sport, standing at 6 feet tall, weighing in at 289 pounds, out of Austin, Texas. He is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. All right, so it will be Dusty Rhodes versus Dr. Death Steve Williams for the semifinals of the Filsinger Cup Championship Tournament. And the opening initiative roll is tied, but we're not going to have any shenanigans here. So if it's tied, we go odd even, and it is Dusty Rhodes who wins the odd roll. And Dusty Rhodes comes out with the American Dream strut, just giving a little fan entertainment here. Dr. Death Williams gives him some mock applause, and it is Dr. Death who dumps Rhodes to the canvas with a drop toe hold and drops a big elbow on him, coming down hard across the lower back of Dusty Rhodes. Steve Williams did not come here to strut and style, but he came here to wrestle, and he is in control, and he goes to the big spine buster. And Rhodes gets to his feet, and Williams giving him a little mock cheer as they come together in the center of the ring. And Williams again takes him down and again drops the elbow across the low back of Dusty Rhodes. I think we're seeing the game plan here. Dr. Death by far the more powerful of these two men, as he is in control here. And now he goes right to the Oklahoma Stampede. Oklahoma Stampede, +2 finisher. Pin roll is 4 or lower. Dusty's not going to get pinned that quickly. But Williams quickly has taken control here, and he is doing it up in style. And now he is going to the the backdrop driver. That's a +3 finisher. The pin roll now is 6 or lower. And just like that, Steve Dr. Death Williams is your winner. Wow. We saw 2 marathon matches in the ladies division. And now we see Dr. Death take out Dusty Rhodes in a matter of minutes. The power of Dr. Death Steve Williams, the spine buster, the elbow drops, the Oklahoma Stampede, and finally the backdrop driver, finishing off Dusty Rhodes. And boy, the fans here in Atlanta are just in awe of what they have seen. It was all shucking and jiving and good time Charlie when Dusty Rhodes came out and did his strut. And Dr. Death just had his game face on from the opening whistle and took care of business. And he is your winner in tonight's first semifinal matchup. How about that? Wow, says Kevin Butcher. And Salvatore America weighs in with what a surprise this is. Salvatore America, we need to get a list of past winners of this event. I have that for you, and we will present that after our next contest before we get to the tournament finals. As Dr. Death goes back and celebrates. But our next contest is going to be another classic matchup between two men who have been rivals up in Patriot Championship Wrestling for all of the year 2022. The following contest is a semifinal matchup in the Filsinger Cup tournament. Introducing first, standing at 5'10", weighing 236 pounds, from Louisville, Kentucky, this is the man known as the Strangler, Ed Lewis. Strangler Lewis, he's been battling it out with Angle all year, more recently battling it out with Superstar Graham for possession of the coveted Patriot Heavyweight Championship. But his opponent, out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is a 2-time Olympic gold medal winner. He stands at 6'2" and weighs in at 237 pounds. This is the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle and Strangler Lewis coming out to do battle yet again. These two have been going at it in the great Northeast throughout 2022, and now they meet again here in Atlanta, Georgia, in the semifinals of the Filsinger Cup, with a well-rested and fresh Dr. Death Steve Williams awaiting the winner. The opening initiative role is won by Strangler Lewis. And as they come together, it is Lewis with a single leg takedown, taking Angle down to the canvas. Quickly, Lewis follows that up with a grapevine and throw. Angle blocks that, and it is Angle who comes back with a front face lock, taking Lewis down to the canvas. These men are even in the power category. Angle with the advantage in agility. As now Angle is in control, and Angle comes with a European uppercut. Lewis fires right back, and it is Lewis who goes for the foot sweep. Angle dodges that, and Angle comes back and goes to the body scissors, taking him down with the body scissors, slaps on a rear chokehold, and forces Ed Lewis to crawl his way over to the ring ropes, where Angle is waiting, and Angle picks him up over and down to the canvas hard with a German suplex. And that is an add one maneuver for Kurt Angle. He has a tremendous card with 2 finishers and an add one on level 2 by way of the German suplex. And Strangler Lewis is leaving the ring. Out to the arena floor goes Strangler Lewis, and on a roll of 4, it is Lewis who picks the leg of Angle and brings Angle outside to the arena floor and just dumps Angle face first onto the floor with a backdrop, and Angle now is stunned and Lewis is in control, and Lewis goes to the headlock. Back in the ring, Lewis has the Strangler's headlock applied. The submission here is only a 2, And Angle survives the first attempt, but once Lewis gets this Strangler's headlock going, it could be a short night for his opponent. Lewis back to the headlock. The submission roll now 3 or lower. Angle is able to maintain and fight his way back up to one knee. And now Lewis has to go to the step over toe hold. This is a choice F maneuver. It's going to require a roll of 5 or lower. Angle, an excellent defensive wrestler. But indeed, Lewis is able to execute the step over toe hold. But Angle gets up to one knee. And Lewis has to follow up with takes him over for a jackknife arm scissors. Submission holds applied here by Lewis, but Angle is holding his own and mounting a rally. And now it is a single leg takedown by Lewis that puts Angle back down to the canvas. Lewis follows that up with a double wrist lock, painful double wrist lock as he got him over and down. He could force a submission here on a roll of 4 or lower. And on a roll of 9, Angle is able to fight his way free from the double wrist lock. But Angle is back in control. But Lewis is back in control. And now he's going to go for the bear hug powerbomb, a choice E maneuver. So he is going to need 7 or lower to complete the bear hug powerbomb. And on a roll of 10, Angle powers his way free. Angle with the counter. And another big German suplex takes Lewis back down to the canvas hard. Lewis now showing signs of fatigue as Angle moves in. Angle with a powerbomb down to the canvas. Lewis is hurt. Angle moving back in. Angle with a European uppercut that stuns Lewis. Angle follows that up with the body scissors, tries to lock on the sleeper hold, but Lewis counters that on the mat, and it is Lewis coming back with a neck yoke. Neck yoke applied by Lewis. He is torquing it over. He may submit Angle here on a roll of 5 or lower, and on a roll of 4, he got him. Wow, just like that. Ed Lewis picks up the win over Kurt Angle, not with the headlock, but with the neck yoke. Lewis can submit a guy in so many ways. He's got the neck yoke, he's got the double wrist lock, he's got the step over toe hold, and he's got that Strangler's headlock. Tonight it was the neck yoke that ended the night for Kurt Angle. And your winner moving on to the tournament final is Ed Strangler Lewis. As Ultimate Wildcat fan says, I get the feeling you're pulling for Angle by the inflection in your voice. I do try to play all the matches right down the middle, but yeah, I'm a Kurt Angle fan, and I was in my heart of hearts pulling for the Olympic gold medalist to bring home the victory, and he was unable to do so. All right, my request, before we go to our finals matchups, there was a question in the chat room about previous winners of the Filsinger Cup. The Filsinger Cup has been a tradition in Heartland Championship Wrestling all the way back to 2008. In 2008, it was only the men who competed in the Filsinger Cup. The wrestler of oops, wait a minute. No, that was Wrestler of the Year. Let me slide over here. Here's the Filsinger Cup. Yes. In 2009, we started the Filsinger Cup. And the first ever Filsinger Cup winner was Bruiser Brody. A number of men have won the title since then, including some bootlegs and some Filsinger cards. Bradshaw in 2010, 2011 Bobo Brazil, 2012 Taz. Ricky Dozan took the title in 13, followed by Randy Savage, Lou Thez, Buddy Rogers. And then for a few years I was doing only indie feds, and those were won by Eddie Kingston in 2017, Roderick Strong in 18, and Adam Cole in 2019. And the winner in 2020 and 2021 was the one and only Nature Boy Ric Flair. So we are going to have a first-time winner here tonight in the men's singles. We also have two-time former champions in the tag team division. The last 2 years, that cup was won by the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Prior to that, we had the team from NWA Hollywood, Hawaiian Lion and Navajo Warrior, the Tribe. The year before that, 2018, was the War Machine, Hanson and Rowe. Green Ant and Fire Ant took the titles in 2017. In 2016, it was the Midnight Express, and they are looking to repeat this year. Prior to that, Sean Ricker and John Moxley teamed up. Brad Armstrong and Tommy Rich took it one year. The Dudley Boys. Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda in 2012. In 2011, it was the Japanese duo, the Rising Suns, Antonio Inoki and Giant Baba. 2010 was the year of Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. And the inaugural Filsinger Cup Tag Team Tournament in 2009 was won by the very odd pairing of Ox Baker and Larry Zbyszko. On the ladies' side, we've had some repeat winners. Cheerleader Melissa has won the Cup twice. Medusa Michelli has won the Cup twice. The inaugural Cup winner in 2011 was Melina. Mercedes Martinez did win the Cup in 2016. In 2017, it was Kimber Lee. 2019, Soraya Knight. 2020, Kelly Klein. And last year's winner was Sherry Martell. So we'll either have a fourth-time winner in Cheerleader Melissa or a first-timer in HOLIDEAD tonight. And the Filsinger Cup Ladies Tag Team Tournament was initiated in 2017. The initial winners were Sarah Del Rey and Courtney Rush, followed by the team of the Irresistible Force, Vanessa Craven and Melanie Cruz. In 2019, the MMA team of Shayna Baszler and Nicole Savoy took the honors. In 2020, the Shimmer Legendary Tag Team, the Minnesota Home Wrecking Crew, Lacey and Rain were your winners. And last year's winners were the team of Made in Sin, Allison Kay and Taylor Made. And that brings us to our next contest. Thank you, everybody. Yes, wow, the Road Warriors haven't won it. Hard to believe. I had to do a double take on that myself, and they're here tonight with a chance to win the titles for the very first time. But up next, we have our first Filsinger Cup Championship match of the night, and it is the Ladies Tag Team Championship. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with no disqualification and no time limit. This is a tag team match for the Ladies Filsinger Cup Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, former winners of the Filsinger Cup Tag Team Tournament. The team of Kimberly and Cherry Bomb, collectively known as the Kimber Bombs. And these two are a dangerous duo indeed. There is no rule they will not break. There is no tactic they will not stoop to in their quest for victory. And they have proven that many times in Heartland competition. And their opponents, another makeshift tag team that has risen to prominence. Introducing first the veteran 5'4", 125 pounds out of Honolulu, Hawaii. This is Malia Hosaka. And her tag team partner comes from New Orleans, Louisiana. 5'4", 140 pounds of solid muscle and mean. This is Jazz. So Jazz and Malia Hosaka, the old school team, coming together. They are the current reigning Heartland Ladies Tag Team Champions. They have been battling with the Kimber Bombs throughout 2022, and now they come together for the ultimate prize, the Filsinger Cup Championship. As we see the first cup in action as the ladies come into the ring, it will be Kimberly starting things off against Malia Hosaka. All four of these ladies, veteran performers in the ring, lots of skill and lots of guile. And the opening initiative role is won by Kimberly. Kimberly not afraid to get nasty, and she goes right to a drop kick off of the opening lockup. Malia is stunned by that, but Malia is able to get over and make the tag into Jazz. Jazz, the powerhouse, coming into the ring, not afraid of Kimberly the least little bit. And it is Jazz who is going to whip Kimberly into the corner and try for a big splash in the corner. This is a choice E maneuver. She will need a roll of 7 or lower to complete this. And on a roll of 7, she nailed it. She got all of that one. And Kimberly is hurt. Jazz quickly asserting herself in this match. A sit-out power slam down to the canvas hard again goes Kimberly. She's already feeling the pain and the power inflicted by Jazz. Jazz now follows that up with a DDT, a choice H maneuver. That is going to, we're going to go with a death jump roll on this one. And on a roll of 7, she nailed it. DDT nailed by Jazz. Kimber is down once again. And Jazz now is going to go for that DDT a second time. And, oh, this time on a roll of 4, it is Kimberly reversing the DDT and taking Jazz over and down to the canvas with a flying clothesline. That's the only thing I know how to do with that. When you roll on the death jump chart, Jazz is not a death jump wrestler, and she's not going to go to the top rope. So her chart says DDT, but when she hits that reversal, it is a level 3. So Kimberly is now in control, and Kimber just goes with a low blow. That is nasty. Jazz not at all happy about that. Tag into Cherry Bomb as Jazz suffers on the floor or on the mat. And it is a deadly elbow smash off of the double team by Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb now in the ring and in control. And now it is a whip to the ropes by Cherry Bomb. Jazz comes off the ropes. And on a roll of 4, it is Jazz who gets the advantage and just grabs Cherry Bomb by the hair and slings her down to the canvas hard onto the back of the head. Cherry Bomb is down. Jazz in control. Jazz with another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Cherry Bomb, and on a roll of 4, this time it is Cherry Bomb who comes off with a flying knee that stuns Jazz. Cherry Bomb now in control. She is going to go up for a death jump. And on a roll of 6, she nails a flying clothesline off of the top rope. Cherry Bomb is in control. And now it is another death jump coming from Cherry Bomb. And another connection as Jazz takes 2 flying clotheslines off the top turnbuckle. She is down. Tag to Kimberly. We're going to see some double teaming here. And on a roll of 5, it is a big double drop kick from the Cherry Bombs, or from the Kimber Bombs, and that puts the first point of fatigue of the match on Jazz and puts Kimber in control. Kimber now with a German suplex, taking Jazz down to the canvas hard. Kimber stays in control, and now it is Kimber who is going to go up for the death jump. And on a roll of 8, it is a flying clothesline again from Kimber, as they have used their speed advantage to take advantage of Jazz. Here's another tag and another double team coming up. And on a roll of 4, this is another double German suplex by the Kimber Bombs, and another point of fatigue applied to Jazz. And Jazz is down, and Jazz is in trouble. Cherry Bomb now in control. These Kimber Bombs have the best tag team coordination of anybody. Here is the Bombs away off the top rope and down hard across the chest of Jazz. Jazz finally slowly getting to her feet, but a cherry popper from Cherry Bomb puts her right back down onto the canvas. That is what we also know as the X Factor. Jazz down once again, slow to get to her feet. And Kimber Bomb with the cherry popper again, and this time Jazz goes down and stays down. Is that Pepper Parks in the crowd, says Frank Wayne Scott. Indeed it is. And Cherry Bomb is now going to go for the finisher. This is Anger as Beauty, a bridging double chicken wing submission hold. The submission roll here is 5 or lower, so Malia is going to have to come in and make the save. On a roll of 8, she is unable to make the save. We may see a submission here on a roll of 5 or lower, but on a roll of 8, Jazz is able to power her way out. The match continues, but Jazz in big trouble here after the submission hold. And now another death jump coming up from Cherry Bomb. And on a roll of 3, this time that is bad for the Kimber Bombs as Jazz finally gets to her feet, slowly. But while Cherry Bomb is climbing to the top turnbuckle, MALIA HOSAKA comes over and knocks her off the top turnbuckle and down to the canvas hard. Alert move by MALIA. And now it is Jazz in control. Jazz is going to go for another DDT. And against Cherry Bomb, she's going to use the power roll instead. And Cherry Bomb is able to dodge that, and Jazz cannot complete the move. Cherry Bomb now goes to the Cherry Popper again, and this time Jazz rolls out of the ring, and maybe Jazz will find better luck on the arena floor. But on a roll of 8, Cherry Bomb is going to force Jazz to make that helpless crawl back into the ring. And now as she comes into the ring, Cherry Bomb is going to come out and take the fight to the floor. This may be a mistake. And indeed it is a mistake as Jazz grabs Cherry Bomb and just slams Cherry Bomb face first onto the steel security railing at ringside. Cherry Bomb now staggered and Jazz with a chance to do some damage. Out of the ring we stay. And this time it is Cherry Bomb on a roll of 4 who is going to mix it up on the outside. And let's see, the B rating 4 is the odd even roll. So Cherry Bomb will get the even roll. But on a roll of 1, it is Jazz who wins the battle on the arena floor. And the battle on the arena floor continues. As this time it is Cherry Bomb. Back to the odd even roll. Or no, excuse me, B5 is a clean win for Cherry Bomb. And she takes advantage. Referee desperately trying to get folks back into the ring. Finally, Cherry Bomb rolls Jazz into the ring, and once again, Cherry Bomb is going to go up for a death jump. And this time on a roll of C5, that is a flying clothesline off the turnbuckle, and Jazz is down. Tag to Kimber. Kimber's coming in as Cherry Bomb needs a breather after that brouhaha on the arena floor, and it is Kimberly with a split jawbreaker onto Jazz. Jazz remains in trouble here, and now the Yoshi Tonic. That's a 0 finisher. The pin roll is 5 or lower. Here comes MALIA for the last pin save, and she is able to make the save, and the match will continue. But MALIA and Jazz have used all of their pin saves, and Kimberly is still firmly in control. And now Kimber is going to go up for a death jump. They found the weakness in Jazz, and it is the aerial moves where Jazz is susceptible. And on a roll of 4, once again, this time on a roll of 4, it is Jazz getting to her feet. She had that scouted, and it is Jazz who throws Kimber down to the arena floor, or down to the mat hard. And Kimber's going to follow that up with the STF. Kimber is down. Jazz goes to the STF. That is a +2 finisher. The submission roll here is 5, so Cherry Bomb is coming in to break that up. She's unable to do so. And on a roll of 5 or lower, Kimberly is going to be forced to give it up. And on a roll of 8, Kimber makes it to the bottom rope to force the break of the hold. But finally, Jazz gets over and makes the tag to MALIA HOSAKA. Boy, Jazz showed great resilience again. We're seeing some remarkable performances by the ladies of the Heartland here tonight. MALIA is in the ring, and she is in control, and MALIA goes right to the Frankensteiner. That's a +2 finisher. Another pin save attempt. And on a roll of 11, that is the Wild Brawl. All 4 women into the ring. So the pin saves are used up. Kimberly eats the Frankensteiner, and that costs her a point of fatigue. And now we've got all 4 women brawling in the ring. And we go again to the even odd roll. MALIA wins on the odd roll. And on a roll of 6, it is Kimber who wins the brawl. Actually, all 4 women brawling. Jazz dumped out of the ring. Cherry Bomb sent to her corner. Kimber and MALIA still the legal participants in the ring. And it is Kimber who's going to go up for a drop kick off of the top rope. And on a roll of 7, she nailed it. Kimber nails the drop kick off the top rope and tags in the fresh Cherry Bomb. Now we've got the 2 fresh women in the match. All of the pin save attempts on both sides have been exhausted as Red Dog and Pepper Parks are having words in the crowd. It is Cherry Bomb now in control. And it is Cherry Bomb who is going to go up for another death jump. And this time on a roll of 10 on the B charts. That is the agility roll. And Malia has the agility advantage. So Malia is in control now as she wins the struggle on the top turnbuckle and gets a superplex off of the top turnbuckle, and Cherry Bomb goes down hard. And now we're going back out of the ring once again. Actually, Cherry Bomb trying to escape out of the ring. Malia is not going to let that happen. Malia instead goes with a series of karate kicks, punishing Cherry Bomb. You've heard me several times use that turn of phrase, one wrestler trying to get out of the ring and the other preventing that from happening. And for those of you who play the Filsinger game regularly, what I'm actually doing is rolling up on the offensive wrestler's card. So Malia Hosaka had an out-of-the-ring choice roll. Cherry Bomb is the better out-of-the-ring performer. So Malia decided to roll up onto level 2 instead. And rather than going through all that rigmarole, I call it the other way around. The one wrestler trying to get out of the ring and the other wrestler preventing that from happening. So Malia prevents Cherry from getting out of the ring. Malia now peppering Cherry Bomb with karate kicks, if you see what I did there. And Malia in control, and more karate kicks coming all over Cherry Bomb. Those educated feet of Malia Hosaka doing their damage. The karate kicks continue, and Cherry Bomb is helpless. Malia thinking about a tag. Jazz says, give me a tag, I'm ready. And we're going to have a double team here. And on a roll of 9, it is a running forearm smash from Jazz out of the double team that stuns Cherry Bomb. Jazz now back in the ring as the legal participant. And Jazz goes to the sit-out power slam. And that is a big one. Big move by Jazz, keeping Cherry Bomb on the mat. And now a big leg drop from Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb crawling over to attempt to make the tag. She gets there. Jazz also is going to make the tag. And now we've got Kimberly and Malia in the match. And it is Malia who takes control as they come together. And she catches Kimber with an armbar. Kimber retaliates with a drop kick that stuns Malia. And Malia is not able to get back over to the corner to make the tag. Kimber in control. And Kimber now with outside interference from Cherry Bomb whipped her over to the turnbuckle. And Cherry Bomb lifted the knee and slammed it into the back of the head of Malia in a vicious double team from outside the ring. Whip to the ropes, attempted by Malia. Kimber reverses that, and it is Kimber with a forearm strike that stuns Malia. They come together in the center of the ring, and now it is Kimber with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Malia, and on a roll of 8, it is a big kick from Kimberly that stuns Malia. Kimber in control, and Kimber now is going to go for a tarantula hold. This is a painful move. It is a choice D maneuver, so she is going to need a roll of, if she wants to go up to level 3, 11 or lower. So she's pretty much going to be able to do that without a struggle. And Malia could be forced to submit here to the tarantula hold on a roll of 3 or lower, but Malia is able to power her way out, and Kimber is back in control. Kimber follows that up with a split jawbreaker. Malia is stunned. Kimber tags out to Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb coming into the match, and Cherry Bomb is going to pick Malia up and try for the flying head scissors, but Malia is able to dodge her way out of that one. All the ladies showing out tonight, says Kevin Butcher. And now it is Malia who is going to attempt to maneuver Cherry Bomb into a camel clutch on a roll of 8 or lower, and she is able to get the camel clutch applied. Cherry Bomb in some trouble here as Malia maintains control. And now Malia goes back to the Frankensteiner. The +2 finisher, the pin roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 7, it is Cherry Bomb who kicks out. Now all 4 women have suffered fatigue. Malia in control. Malia with a flying drop kick. Cherry Bomb going to try and get over to make the tag, and on a roll of 5, she is able to make the tag, and Kimberly comes into the match on the hot tag. Kimberly with a clothesline. And Malia goes over and makes the tag into Jazz. What match will be the show stealer tonight, says Salvador America. We've already had 2 show stealers. Here comes Jazz. She tries for the fireman's carry. Kimberly counters that. And Kimberly with a series of chops, punishing Jazz. Kimberly now is going to go once again to that tarantula hold. And against Jazz, she needs a 9 or lower to hit this. And on a roll of 2, she is able to hit it. And Jazz is hurt. Kimber follows that up with another whip into the turnbuckle and another kick to the back of the head by Cherry Bomb on the outside of the ring. And Red Dog very unhappy now as the double teaming continues. And they hit it again with double teaming from both women on the outside of the ring. Kimber now follows that up with an attempt at an armbar, and that's a bad idea against a woman with arms like Jazz. Jazz powers her way out of that one and follows up with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Kimberly, and bam, Jazz hits her with a running back elbow. Jazz in control here, and a falling body slam onto Kimber. Kimber is stunned. And a leg drop from Jazz has Kimber hurt. Tag to Malia. A double team from the reigning champions. And on a roll of 2, it is a deadly face first double suplex and a pin attempt. On a roll of 5 or lower, there's no pin save available. And on a roll of 8, Kimber kicks out. But she is in trouble now as Malia is in control. And it's Malia with a back elbow smash. Kimber stays down. Malia with another back elbow smash. Kimber leaves the ring. But on the arena floor, it is a roll of 10. And on the B chart, that is the mix-up on the outside of the ring. As Kimber goes for the whip to the steel ring steps. And Malia reverses the whip and sends Kimber crashing into the ring steps hard. Malia in control here. Looking to do more damage. Back elbow smash. Kimber is stunned. Back into the ring. She's going for the camel clutch. She needs a roll of 7 or lower to complete that, and she is able to lock on the camel clutch. And Kimberly stays down. Tag to Jazz. Double team attempt coming. And on a roll of 8, it is a deadly elbow smash from Jazz that stuns Kimberly. Jazz now with a sit-out power bomb. Kimberly heads out of the ring yet again. Only this time it is the helpless crawl back into the ring for Kimberly, as she doesn't want any part of Jazz on the arena floor. Jazz now in control, and a double underhook suplex stuns Kimberly in the center of the ring. Jazz follows that up with another falling body slam. Tag to Malia. Another double team coming here. But on a roll of 11, that is a botched double team. They go for the double clothesline. Kimberly ducks under the double clothesline and comes back and hits both her opponents with a 2-footed dropkick. And Malia goes down. Kimber now in control. And Kimber going up for a death jump. And Kimber nails a flying clothesline off of the top turnbuckle. Kimber in control here. Out of the ring we go again. On the arena floor, it is Malia who is losing the brawl as Kimber hits her with a drop kick and Malia crashes into the steel security railing. Back in the ring we go. Tag to Cherry Bomb as Malia crawls back into the ring. And now it is a double suplex again by the Kimber Bombs. The pin roll is attempted. It's 4 or lower. And on a roll of 5, Malia just got out of it. Boy, we've had 3 stellar matches here tonight and 2 very good ones. Cherry Bomb now in control. Cherry Bomb is going to throw Malia out of the ring. and force Malaya to make that helpless crawl back into the ring. Malaya comes back into the ring, and it is the heads up from Cherry Bomb. And Malaya is down. Tag to Kimberly, and another double team attempt. And this time it is a deadly elbow smash from Kimberly that stuns Malaya, and Malaya still in trouble. As Kimber goes with a German suplex. Malaya is hurt. Kimber now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Malaya, and on a roll of 4. It is Malaya who takes control with a forearm strike coming off the ropes. Malaya in control now with a leg drop onto the fallen Kimber. Malaya is down, Kimber is down, and Malaya follows that up with a series of karate kicks. And Kimber once again is going to roll out of the ring to the arena floor. And Malia is just going to wait her out in the ring as Kimber crawls back in. All 4 ladies showing intense signs of fatigue. Malaya going up for a death jump. And on a roll of 2, that is, oh my goodness, the ref bump. Just what we needed, the ref bump roll. And so for the next 4 moves, the referee is out of commission. And it is an even roll, which puts Malia back in control. But for the next 4 moves, there will be no pinfall, as Malaya hits the Frankensteiner, and there's nobody there to count the pin. Add another point of fatigue to Kimber. As Malaya now goes with a reverse spin kick, and Kimber goes down again. And it is Cherry Bomb coming into the ring to interfere, but Jazz takes her out with a clothesline. Malaya still in control as she goes up for another death jump, and she nails it. She nails another death jump, again goes for the cover. The referee just now waking up, but he can't count that pinfall, and Malaya is frustrated. But Malaya goes for another reverse spin kick, and Kimberly is staggered. So a couple of opportunities for the Kimber Bombs to get beat there. Referee now back in action as the karate kicks continue from Malaya. Malaya tags into Jazz. We're going to see another double team here. And on a roll of 10, it is Kimberly again ducking out of the attempted clothesline and nailing Jazz with a drop kick. Kimberly now in control. Series of chops. Jazz fires back with a forearm smash. They're going toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. Jazz with more forearm smashes. Kimber trying to hold her ground. Jazz goes for the takedown. Kimber reverses that. And Kimber instead with a series of chops that don't really do damage to Jazz, but back her off enough to allow Kimber to escape and Cherry Bomb to tag in. Cherry Bomb now comes in with a series of knee strikes in the corner. Jazz remains stunned. Cherry Bomb with a chin breaker. Jazz out of the ring. And on the arena floor, it is Jazz who grabs Cherry Bomb and just flips her over with a body slam onto the arena floor. And Cherry Bomb is hurt. Red Dog and Pepper Parks continue to have it out on the at ringside as Jazz locks in the Southern Comfort. That is a submission move, and it is an add 1 move. And Cherry Bomb is hurt and takes another point of fatigue. Jazz now follows that up with a whip to the ropes. And coming off the ropes, it is a back elbow from Jazz that stuns Cherry Bomb. Jazz in control. Jazz now with an electric chair face buster, and that hurts. Face first onto the canvas goes Cherry Bomb. Double team attempt by Jazz and Malaya. And on a roll of 4, that is a devastating move. As Malaya hits a reverse spin kick into a power slam from Jazz. And that puts another point of fatigue on Cherry Bomb. This match can't go on much longer, as Malaya is going to hit a flying double chop onto Cherry. Cherry is stunned. And now goes for the camel clutch. Camel clutch applied. But Cherry Bomb able to reverse that and smash Malia into the turnbuckle. Malia is able to tag into Jazz. Jazz coming in now against Cherry Bomb. Jazz with a series of forearm smashes. Cherry Bomb staggers back. Jazz with a whip to the ropes. But oh, coming off the ropes, it is Jazz who sets her head too early. And Cherry Bomb catches her with a knee to the side of the head. Cherry Bomb now death from below. Didn't get all of it. Cherry Bomb follows that up with a series of knee strikes in the corner, punishing Jazz. A turnbuckle smash. Jazz reverses that turnbuckle smash with an attempt at a drop kick and nails Cherry Bomb. They come together in the center of the ring. Cherry Bomb tries to choke Jazz. Bad idea. Jazz powers out of that one. And another big face buster down to the canvas goes Cherry Bomb in the face buster. We're on an hour and 20 minutes and we're still not even awarding one cup yet. This is going to go on all night as Malia comes into the ring and goes back to that camel clutch. Camel clutch applied painfully, but Cherry Bomb will not be forced to submit. Cherry Bomb gets to the bottom rope, and as they come together again, it is Cherry Bomb attempting a drop kick and missing. Malia back in control and back to the Cobra clutch, and again Cherry Bomb ducks out of the Cobra clutch, and this time it is Cherry Bomb running Malia headfirst into the turnbuckle in the corner. Cherry Bomb still in control, goes to the rear chin lock. Malia reverses that and comes back and again tries for the camel clutch, and this time the camel clutch is applied successfully. And Cherry Bomb gets to the ropes and the hold is broken. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is Cherry Bomb this time who takes advantage with a turnbuckle smash, and Malia goes down hard. Cherry Bomb death from below. Malia is hurt. Turnbuckle smash again. Malia tries for the tag, cannot get there. Cherry Bomb follows that up with another cherry popper. Malia is stunned. Tag to Kimberly and a double team, and on a roll of 6, it is a awesome double neck breaker executed by the Cherry Bombs. Kimberly now goes for the, a low blow by Kimberly, and that is disgusting. I am disgusted by that. And the referee admonishing Kimberly as Malia crawls over and makes the tag, and Kimberly acting like she has no idea what's going on. Jazz comes in, side headlock. Kimberly whips her to the ropes and comes back with a drop kick. Drop kick on Jazz. Jazz is down, and Kimber now with a big palm strike in the corner. Got her right between the eyes. Jazz collapses. Kimber goes for the pin. The pin roll is 6 or lower. And on a roll of 7, Jazz is able to kick out. How about that? Another close call. And another low blow by by Kimberly on Jazz. Again, Kimberly goes for the cover. And on a roll of 11, Jazz kicks out yet again. We're up to 16 total fatigue tokens in this match alone. Kimberly still in control. Tag to Cherry Bomb. Double team coming up. And on a roll of 7, it is a running double clothesline by the Kimber Bombs. Jazz is still down and hoping to get out of the ring, or get out of the, to tag out. Cherry Bomb just throws Jazz out to the arena floor, and that was a mistake because Jazz grabs Cherry Bomb and slams Cherry Bomb down to the arena floor with a big double underhook suplex. Jazz now in control. Jazz going for the DDT. That's that goofy choice H roll. So we've got to go with a 9 or lower to hit this. And on a roll of 5, she got her. And Cherry Bomb is down. Tag to Malia. Double team attempt. Running double clothesline puts Cherry Bomb back down. Malia in control. And Malia going for the karate kicks again, punishing Cherry Bomb. Malia now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Cherry Bomb, and Malia with a kick to the side of the head stuns Cherry Bomb. And now a flying double chop, and Cherry Bomb is down. Cherry Bomb is down, and Malia goes to the Frankensteiner. That's a +2 finisher. The pin roll now is 8 or lower, and on a roll of 11, she kicked out. Wouldn't you know it? The match continues with Malia in control, and Malia now is going to go to a leg drop onto Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb is still down, and Malia now tags back into Jazz for another double team and another running double clothesline, and Cherry Bomb goes down once again. Jazz in control. Jazz with the Southern Comfort. That's a submission hold and an add one. So the submission roll now is 8 or lower. And on a roll of 12, Cherry Bomb gets out again. This match will never end. What, says Salvador America. Jazz in control. Cherry Bomb barely able to get to her feet. Jazz pitches her out of the ring. To the arena floor we go, and on a roll of 6, it is Jazz who wins the battle on the arena floor. Cherry Bomb crawls back into the ring. Tag into Malia. Double team coming up, and another double clothesline by Malia and Cherry Bomb. And now it is Malia going up for a death jump. And on a roll of 8, it is a flying clothesline off the top turnbuckle by Malia onto Cherry Bomb. And now a reverse spin kick. Cherry Bomb is going to try to make the tag, and she is able to get out and tag into Kimberly. My goodness, we are up to 7 plus 11, 18 fatigue tokens in this match alone as Kimber comes in with a clothesline. And Malia goes down. Kimber follows that up with a German suplex. Malia is hurt. Kimber with a palm strike in the corner. Malia is hurt. Kimber with another kick to the head applied by Cherry Bomb from outside the ring, and Malia is down. Kimber going for another whip out of the ring. And on the arena floor, it is Malia forced to make that helpless crawl back into the ring. Tag to Cherry Bomb. Double team coming up. And on a roll of 8, that is a high double neck breaker delivered by the Kimber Bombs. Malia is down. Cherry Bomb now goes to death from below. Malia stays down, and now Anger is Beauty. The finisher. The pin roll here is 6 on this bridging double chicken wing. And on a roll of 6, finally, she got her. My goodness, what a match we have just witnessed. As Malia HOSAKA suffers the defeat at the hands of Cherry Bomb using the Anger as Beauty submission hold. And we have our first champions of the Filsinger Cup tournament crowned here in Atlanta. Congratulations to the Kimber Bombs. You may not like their tactics, you may not like their personalities, but you got to respect what these two can get done in the ring, as they are your 2022 Filsinger Cup Ladies Tag Team winners. Wow. The ladies have stolen this event, no doubt, says Frank Wainscott. And they have certainly stolen any semblance of a voice that I may have had. And so, yeah, so lots of chatter in the chat room. I can't keep up with it all. Kevin Butcher, the honorary Heartland statistician at ringside, 3 of the 4 bleeding in this match. HOLIDEAD bled. Cheerleader Melissa bled. And ironically, the one with the least tokens in the match, Malia HOSAKA, is submitted for the finish. But the Kimber Bombs are your winners of the Heartland Ladies Filsinger Cup for 2022. And now the following contest is another tag team match. This one also could go on all night, and this is for the Filsinger Cup Men's Tag Team Championship. As I'm going to take a quick breather here and reset things and grab another drink and get back after it. Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar is the drink of the night here in the Dave Cave. All right, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no disqualification and no time limit. And it is for the tag team men's Filsinger Cup Championship for 2022. Introducing first, led to the ring by James E. Cornette at a total combined weight of 458 pounds, collectively known as the Midnight Express. This is beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane. And their opponents are led to the ring by their manager, Precious Paul Ellering, at a total combined weight of 562 pounds. From Chicago, Illinois, collectively known as the Road Warriors. This is Hawk and Animal. All right. Another classic match in the offing. As the meeting of the minds at ringside, Paul Ellering versus Jim Cornette. Two of the legendary tag teams in wrestling history. The Road Warriors and the Midnight Express. Let's get to action. You're exhausted. I'm just watching and he's exhausted. And sure enough, it will be Animal and Stan Lane to start things off for their respective teams. And the opening initiative role is won by Animal. And as they come together, Animal tries for the drop kick, but Sweet Stan Lane gets out of the way of that. And it is Lane with an arm drag and twist. I don't know what he's going to do with an arm the size of Animal's. But Animal is not impressed, and Stan Lane goes with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Road Warrior Animal. But on a roll of 9, it is a big kick from Stan Lane. A spinning back kick to the lower midsection stuns Animal, and Lane remains in control. Lane follows that up with a whip into the corner, where Bobby Eaton's boot is waiting for the head of Animal. And Animal is staggered once again. Tries to get over and make the tag, unable to do so. Beautiful Bobby tags himself in, and it will be Eaton against Animal now with Eaton in control. And the two men team up to perform the double goozle. As Lane was leaving the ring, he did the kick to the head, Bobby Eaton with the leg sweep, and Animal goes down, and that's going to cost him the first point of fatigue for the match, with probably another 30 points of fatigue to follow. As Eaton now is in control. And Eaton dumps Animal down to the mat with the divorce cord, doing all kinds of damage to the left shoulder. That move looks like it hurts. I don't care what you think. Good question from the chat room. Why am I using the Stan Lane Midnight Express card, or Fabulous Ones card? I should swap that out. I will be right back. Thank you for Derek Bauman for that observation. Let me see if I can find my other Stan Lane card here quickly. Yeah, here's Stan Lane. All right, now we are good. Does that look better? Yes, indeed it does. As Jim Cornette says, who is that goofy-looking guy in the tuxedo out here? I want Sweet Stan Lane of the Midnight Express. Okay, now we're back, and Bobby Eaton in control here against Road Warrior Animal. And it is Eaton now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Road Warrior Animal. And on a roll of 9, that's the power roll, and that is going to favor, obviously, Animal. As Animal knocks Eaton down to the canvas, Animal quick to his feet, scoop slam, and down hard goes Bobby Eaton. But Eaton quickly rolls over with a reversal, and Eaton comes back with a tag to Lane and another double goozle onto Animal. And he is down. They're going to go for a quick cover. The pin roll here is 4 or lower. Now, I don't use a pin save on pins of 4 or lower. I don't start using pin saves until 5. And on a roll of 8, Animal kicks out and kicks out with some authority. But Animal has quickly taken 2 double goozles and a pin attempt here. He's up to 3 points of fatigue. Lane now the legal man back in the ring against Animal. And now they are going to the to the dark side finisher. On a roll of 2, that is a flapjack and a +1 finisher. So the pinfall here is now 6, and that does bring Hawk into the ring for a pin save attempt. But on a roll of 9, Hawk is stopped by Bobby Eaton. We're going to have a pin here on a roll of 6 or lower, and on a roll of 10, Animal just kicks out. But that does cost Animal a point of fatigue, and it does cost the Road Warriors their first pin save. Animal continues to be in trouble here. He is now up to 4 points of fatigue, and that means it is time for the manager interference. Paul Ellering going to get involved here. As soon as a wrestler gets up to 3 fatigue tokens, if they have a manager, I go to the manager interference chart. Now Animal is at 4. And so from the manager interference chart, as Paul Ellering does not actually have a manager card, much to my surprise, your manager enters the ring and distracts the opponent. You recover and attack the opponent from behind. So the distraction by Ellering is successful. Animal now in control. But the Road Warriors have used their pin attempts. And it is Animal who is just going to pitch Stan Lane out of the ring. And out we go to the arena floor. Animal and Stan Lane on the floor. And oh, Animal just turned Stan Lane inside out with an enormous clothesline on the arena floor. There is no count out, but we will call that a point of fatigue. And Animal is going to come back into the ring and tag out to Road Warrior Hawk. Finally, Hawk getting back into the ring as Eaton and Lane and Jim Cornette have a little powwow at ringside. They thought everything was going their way until Stan Lane nearly got his head knocked off by Animal with that clothesline on the arena floor. And now it is Hawk with a gut-wrench suplex, taking Lane down to the canvas once again. Dave, you're old school like me. You're supposed to roll the pin save after the pin. Oh, I didn't know that. I always rolled the pin save before the pin. And yeah, whether that's a house rule or my own rule or whatever, but yeah, you've got to decide before the pin count whether you're going to make the save or not. So Lane is down. Hawk is in control. And now it is Hawk thinking about a death jump, but he thinks better of that against a man with the agility and quickness advantage that Stan Lane has. Instead, Hawk is just going to pick him up for a suplex, up, over, and down hard to the canvas. Goes Stan Lane. Lane now showing some signs of getting worn down as Hawk pitches him out of the ring yet again. Hawk and Lane now on the arena floor. And on a roll of 11, it is another big move by Hawk, a running boot to the head of Lane on the arena floor. And another token of fatigue on Stan Lane as Hawk got all of that one. And again, the Midnights huddle up. And again, tears are being shed at ringside by one James E. Cornette. Lane finally back in the ring where Hawk is ready and waiting. And Hawk goes with the over-the-shoulder backbreaker. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll is 5 or lower. Here comes Eaton for the pin save. And on a roll of 6, Eaton makes the save and the match continues. But that is now 3 fatigue tokens on Stan Lane, which means it's time for Jim Cornette to hit the hit the ring, as Salvador America is now filing a missing persons report for the head of one Stan Lane after taking hard clotheslines on the arena floor from both members of the Road Warriors. All right, to the Cornette card we go. And the roll is 4. Tired of Cornette's antics, the opposing wrestler bails out of the ring to chase Cornette. Cornette's wrestler sneaks out of the ring and blindsides the opponent, knocking him silly. He throws the opponent in the ring and continues the assault. Opposing wrestler rolls on level 3 defense. So the mouth of the Jim Cornette successfully distracts Road Warrior Hawk, and Hawk eats a blow from the tennis racket on the arena floor by Bobby Eaton. And as they go back into the ring, Hawk is hurt. Lane is in control. And Lane is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Hawk. And on a roll of 10, I got charts all over the place now. 10 is the better ropes rating, and that is Lane. So Lane now is in control on level 3 offense after a high back body drop took all 277 pounds of Hawk down to the canvas hard. And Lane is now going to go for a death jump. Up to the top rope goes Lane, and on a roll of 8, he nails the death jump with a flying drop kick off the top turnbuckle. That stuns Hawk. Tag to Bobby Eaton. Double team coming up from the Midnights. But on a roll of 11, that is a botched double team. As the as Hawk interrupts the tag and clotheslines both men down to the canvas. The tag was not made legally. Hawk now is the legal man in control, and Lane's still the legal man for the Midnights. And now he goes for the running clothesline again, and he goes for the cover. The pin roll is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 10, Lane, not surprisingly, kicks out. These guys are going to keep kicking out until I have no voice remaining whatsoever. Lane now is in trouble. Hawk is in control. Another running clothesline from Hawk stuns Stan Lane. Hawk follows that up with a jumping fist drop. But Lane rolls out of the way of the fist drop, and it is Lane who comes back with a whip to the turnbuckle as both men come to their feet. Off the turnbuckle comes Hawk, but on a roll of 5, it is Hawk lifting a knee to the head of Lane as Lane charged in, and Hawk remains and takes control once again. And a big gorilla press slam, just lifting Lane up high overhead. The fans in the Omni cheering as Lane is dumped unceremoniously down to the canvas. Hawk now follows that up, tags into Animal, and a double clothesline by the Road Warriors again takes the head of Lane further yet away from his body. That's an add 1 move. Animal now the legal man in the ring on the double team move. And it is Animal with a jumping elbow drop onto Lane, and Lane is hurt. Lane desperately needs a tag here, but Hawk is going to just scoop slam him down to the canvas. Lane slowly getting to his feet. Animal still in control. Animal catches him with an armbar, but Lane is going to reverse the armbar and try for a suplex. That's a power move. That ain't happening. Animal still in control, and Animal with a flying shoulder ram takes Lane down to the canvas once again. Jim Cornette slamming his tennis racket on the ring apron in frustration as Animal now is in control. Animal with a flying shoulder ram, and Lane staggers to his knees. And Animal just now is going to apply a blatant chokehold and choke Lane back down to the canvas, tag back into Hawk, the fresh man. And Hawk comes in and tries for a boot to the face. Lane dodges the boot to the face, and it is Lane with a spin kick into the midsection of Hawk. Hawk fires back, tries again with that boot to the face, misses again, and this time Lane is able to get the tag to Eaton, and they combine for the drop toe hold and elbow to the back of the head, and that is an add 1 maneuver, and that does bring Eaton back into the match as the fresh man. In case you're wondering, why didn't I tag out with Stan Lane sooner? I have a Dave rule, and I think some other people use this house rule. When a wrestler on defense gets a reversal or gets to the offense, they have to successfully complete a move before they can tag. You can't just get a defense reversal right into a tag. You have to defense reversal and actually do something to your opponent. And in the case of Lane, there were several times where he tried an offensive move only to have it reversed by one of the Warriors or the other. But Eaton now is the legal man in the ring. And he is going to go for the spinning neck breaker, which is a choice E maneuver. So he is going to need a roll of 8 or lower to connect on that. And on a roll of 8, he got it. And he knocks Hawk down to the canvas. Hawk's going to try for the tag. Cannot make the tag. Eaton now in control on level 3 offense. And Eaton is going to go up for a death jump. Very few men can fly like Bobby Eaton. And on a roll of 10, he nails it. That's the agility roll. The agility obviously belongs to Eaton in this instance. And he dumps Hawk down to the canvas as Hawk tried to intercept him. And Eaton now with an elbow smash off the top rope, and Hawk is stunned. Eaton follows that up with a vertical suplex. Hawk unable to get out of the ring. Eaton tags Lane back into the match for a double team, and they team up with a running forearm smash. Lane's not going to stay in long. He goes with a double thrust to the throat and immediately tags Eaton back into the match. And he did hit an offensive move, so he is able to tag, and Eaton comes back with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Hawk, and on a roll of 10, let's see, ropes B10 is again the better ropes rating, and it is Eaton who has the better ropes rating, and Eaton is in control here. And Eaton is going to go for a top rope elbow, and Hawk is down. Hawk is going to try and tag out, and he is able to do so. So Animal now the legal man in the ring. And Animal comes in with a bear hug. And he is going to follow that up with a back body drop that takes Eaton down to the canvas. Eaton quickly to his feet as Hawk comes in and goes once again to the bear hug. On a roll of 10 or lower, he is able to complete the bear hug. And Eaton tries to get over and make the tag and is not able to do so. Animal in control. Animal with a scoop slam down to the canvas, but Eaton rolls out of that one and comes back up and grabs Animal for a suplex. Animal no-sells the suplex, gets right back up and into the face of Eaton and goes back to the bear hug, which he is successfully able to execute, and Eaton is hurt. Eaton has the opportunity to make the tag, but he's going to let Lane rest a while. Animal is going to tag in the fresh man Hawk, and Hawk comes into the ring and immediately goes with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Eaton, and on a roll of 6, it is a shoulder tackle from Eaton that catches Hawk off balance and takes him down to the canvas. Eaton follows that up, the double goozle again on Hawk. That's an add 1 maneuver. As Lane came into the ring, the double goozle was executed. They go for the cover. The pin roll is 4 or lower, and on a roll of 8, Hawk kicks out, but the damage is done. And Lane now is the legal man in the ring. Boy, these midnights. what does Stan Lane want? And Stan Lane now goes with a midnight lariat that takes Hawk back down to the canvas. Lane follows that up with a flurry of karate kicks, those educated feet. As Jim Ross used to say, the left one went to Harvard, the right one went to Yale. And now it is Lane who is going for the cover. The pin roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 10, Hawk again kicks out. But all 4 men, actually, Eaton yet to suffer a fatigue token in this match. Tagged by Lane to Eaton. Double team attempt by the Midnights, and they hit a double neck breaker that dumps Hawk back down to the canvas. Eaton still the legal man in the ring, and Hawk is down. And Eaton now goes for the top rope elbow again. Didn't get all of it. Hawk is up to one knee, but Eaton comes with the divorce court and takes Hawk down to the canvas. And Hawk is just going to roll out of the ring. Out we go to the arena floor. Eaton not afraid to mix it up on the arena floor. Both these guys are rated A. But on a roll of 5, that is that's the odd even roll. There are no disqualifications here. The even roll will go to Hawk. And on a roll of 1, it is Eaton who wins the brawl on the arena floor as action comes back into the ring. And actually, Eaton is going to keep it on the floor. And on a roll of 3, this time it is Hawk who grabs Eaton and just hip tosses Eaton over the announcer's table and into the crowd. Hawk finally taking control as Eaton tries to get back into the ring. Jim Cornette beside himself with anxiety as Eaton rolls back into the ring where Hawk is waiting. And it is going to be Hawk attempting a death jump here. And on a roll of 9, what is going to happen? The B9 is an awesome flying clothesline off the top rope. Takes Bobby Eaton down to the canvas. And yet another Midnight Express member has suffered the loss of his head as a result of a flying clothesline from Hawk. Hawk now in control. Hawk going up for yet another death jump. Oh, but this time on a roll of 5, it is Eaton, who rolls out of the way, and Hawk crashes to the canvas hard. Tactical error by Hawk there, as Eaton comes back with another top rope elbow, and Hawk is stunned. Eaton follows that up with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Road Warrior Hawk, and on a roll of 6, Eaton drops down. Hawk comes off the other way, and this time on a roll of 10, it is a double clothesline, and advantage goes to the man with the better ring rating, which is indeed Bobby Eaton. Eaton now is going to go for the dark side. It is the Vegematic. That's a +3 finisher. The pin roll now is 9 or lower. And on a roll of 7, they got him. The Midnight Express by way of the Vegematic, with Bobby Eaton pinning Road Warrior Hawk to win the Filsinger Cup Tag Team Tournament for the men. So congratulations to the Midnight Express, this year's winners of the Filsinger Cup Tag Team Championship. And by virtue of winning that championship, it will be Eaton and Lane getting a shot at the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Road Warriors denied again. Stan and Animal both took plenty of punishment. Hawk took 5, Animal took 4, Lane took 5, Eaton took 0. How about that? As Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, along with James E. Cornette in the ring celebrating. Jim Cornette holding the Filsinger Cup trophy high, high, high overhead as the fans in Atlanta are booing. All right, so we've had our 2 tag team finals completed. And I am going to take a short break here to refill my drink and unload my bladder, which is now full from the amount of drinking I've been doing. And I will be back momentarily, and we will take care of the final 2 matches of the evening. So don't go away. Talk amongst yourselves. Keep the crowd entertained. All right, fans, we are back, and we are ready for our final 2 matches of the night. As the fans are all headed to the merch table. Oh, Michael Brada is here. How about that? Good to see you, Mr. Michael. Cue the elevator music. Cleveland Baseball Fan 879. I don't know if I remembered to greet you upon your arrival, but thank you for stopping by tonight and joining all the action of the Filsinger Cup Championships. The Kimber Bombs have won the ladies tournament. The Midnight Express have won the men's tag team tournament. And our next contest will be the tournament finals in the ladies bracket. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with no disqualifications and no time limit. And it is for the Heartland Ladies Filsinger Cup Championship and the Heartland Ladies Championship. Introducing first. She comes to the ring standing at 5'4" and weighing 150 pounds from the other side of darkness. This is HOLIDEAD. And her opponent, 5'8", 140 pounds, out of San Francisco, California. This is cheerleader Melissa. Quick question from KB in the chat. Was this their second Cup win? Yes, indeed. The Midnight Express won the Filsinger Cup back in 2016, and they have repeated that here in 2022. All right, cheerleader Melissa and HOLIDEAD will battle it out for the Heartland Ladies Championship and for the Filsinger Cup title. Cheerleader Melissa, the most decorated athlete in women's wrestling history in the Heartland, and HOLIDEAD, currently the most hated athlete. So all eyes are on cheerleader Melissa as she comes looking for yet another Filsinger Cup championship, and she will take the opening initiative role. And since both ladies were bleeding in the first matches, both ladies took 6 tokens of fatigue and sat and watched 4 matches in between times. So 6 minus 4 matches. We're going to start each lady with 2 fatigue tokens, as they both have been stitched up and ready to go. And as they come together in the center of the ring, it is Melissa who tries to suplex HOLIDEAD, but HOLIDEAD, the stronger of the 2 women, so the suplex is unsuccessful, and it is HOLIDEAD who comes back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle is cheerleader Melissa, and on a roll of 7, it is a big kick from HOLIDEAD that stuns Melissa. And HOLIDEAD follows that up with a body slam. HOLIDEAD, one of the few ladies who can go toe-to-toe with Melissa in the power department. And now it is HOLIDEAD with another whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Melissa, but this time on a roll of 4. It is Melissa bouncing forward off the turnbuckle and catching HOLIDEAD with the skull-splitting running lariat. And HOLIDEAD now is stunned. And Melissa follows that up with a big Samoan drop. HOLIDEAD is still stunned. Melissa coming back with a curb stomp. She goes for the cover. The pin roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 7, HOLIDEAD, not surprisingly, kicks out. And it is Melissa following up now with the Kondo clutch. That is a submission hold, and a painful one at that. HOLIDEAD snakes her way over to the bottom rope to force the hold to be broken. And now HOLIDEAD slips out under the bottom rope and out of the ring. And on a roll of 6, it is HOLIDEAD who is going to win the brawl on the arena floor with a headbutt right between the eyes of Melissa. And now as they come back into the ring, it is going to be HOLIDEAD with a choice G maneuver. So she can either death jump, or she can try a power move on 7 or lower, and she's going to go for the power move. And on a roll of 9, she is unable to complete the power move, but luckily that only costs her a level 2 defense. As Melissa comes back, thought about a whip to the turnbuckle, and instead is Melissa who tries again that back suplex and cannot execute it again. So HOLIDEAD back in control, and HOLIDEAD going for a vertical suplex on a roll of 6 or lower, and Melissa blocks that. Both these women are just worn out, and these moves are not being executed with any sort of precision, as now it is Melissa who comes back, takes HOLIDEAD down with a drop toe hold, and slams her face down with a curb stomp. That curb stomp by Melissa is dangerous, and she came up with that one out of nowhere. Melissa goes for the cover, and on a roll of 10, HOLIDEAD kicks out, and the match continues. And Melissa now goes for the air raid crash. That's a +1 finisher. The pin roll is 8 or lower, and on a roll of 7, she got her. So just like that, cheerleader Melissa wins the Filsinger Cup and the Heartland Ladies Championship. I believe that is, well, and let's do some quick statistics. Melissa wins the Filsinger Cup. That is her 4th Filsinger Cup tournament win, most recently 2018. She is also the ladies champion for, I believe it's 11 times. Where do I keep my ladies' title history? Let's see, 9. No, this is the 10th title reign for cheerleader Melissa and her 4th Filsinger Cup. So the legendary career of Melissa continues on as she uses the air raid crash, or no, excuse me, the Kudo driver, to defeat HOLIDEAD and win the Heartland Ladies Championship, as well as winning the Filsinger Cup. All right, boy, I needed a good quick match to kind of restore the energy here. As we are now 2 hours into tonight's broadcast, longest wrestling broadcast ever in the history of the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event of the evening. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with no disqualification and no time limit. And it is for the Filsinger Cup Championship. It's the tournament final. The winner gets a shot at the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, who is currently Ted DiBiase. And of course, Dr. Death and Ted DiBiase with plenty of bad blood between them as their former partnership dissolved, and there was nothing that Dr. Death would love more than to get another shot at Ted DiBiase. But tonight he is focused on the task of Ed Strangler Lewis, a very capable opponent in this tag team, in this Filsinger Cup tournament final. And of course, Lewis has the power advantage. Excuse me, Williams has the power advantage. Lewis has the agility advantage. And otherwise, their cards are very similar, with the exception that Lewis has that threefold finishing hold with the Strangler's headlock. And once he gets that going, it is very difficult to come back from. So the men are in the center of the ring. They do shake hands. And it is Dr. Death who takes the opening initiative role. And Dr. Death goes with a clubbing forearm across the chest of Lewis. Lewis not backing down. Lewis fires back and just gets a grapevine and throws Williams. Tries to throw Williams across the ring. Williams isn't going to budge. And it is Williams who comes back with a spine buster. Tries to get Lewis up for a spine buster. And Lewis won't budge. Reversal after reversal here. And finally, it is Lewis with a sucker punch. And Williams not at all happy about the sucker punch. And it is Williams who fires back with a headbutt. As things are getting a little testy here in the opening contest. Lewis tries for the opening moments of this contest. Lewis tries without success to execute a takedown. And it is Williams now going for a standing drop kick, which is a choice C maneuver. And on the agility roll, he is going to need 6 or lower to execute that. And on a roll of 8, it is Lewis with another reversal. So these two men starting cautiously. Multiple reversals and a lot of good defensive wrestling and counter wrestling. Lewis now in control, and Lewis tries to take Williams down for a jackknife arm scissors. Williams quickly reverses out of that, and it's a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Ed Lewis. And on a roll of 10, the wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating wins the double clothesline move. Both these men are A-rated at the turnbuckle, so Williams, the restaurant offense, hits the big specialty move and puts Lewis down to the canvas. And Williams now with a big doctor bomb, just slamming Lewis down to the canvas. Dr. Death following up with a spine buster. Lewis goes down, gets right back up, tries for another takedown. Williams ain't having it, and Williams comes back with a football tackle that slams Lewis back down to the canvas once again. Lewis showing resilience, getting right back up to his feet as Williams comes with another standing dropkick attempt, and again, Lewis sidesteps that, and it is Lewis who counters with a grapevine and tosses Williams over his hip and down to the canvas. So good exchange of some technical maneuvers and a little bit of rough stuff here in the early going. A lot of back and forth action as Lewis takes control, and it is Lewis who catches Williams in a front chancery. Front chancery applied. Lewis not able to get Williams down to the mat as Williams follows that up and tries for a big elbow smash. But Lewis avoids the elbow smash and comes back and takes Williams down to the canvas with a double wrist lock. Double wrist lock applied, and Williams now is going to leave the ring. And on the arena floor, on a roll of A12, it is Lewis who comes out and wins the brawl on the arena floor. Hip tossing Williams over his hip and down hard onto the announcer's table as Williams is stunned by that. Lewis follows up with an attempt at a step over toe hold. He is going to need a roll of 7 or lower to execute that successfully. He gets Williams up, over, and down, and Williams is hurt. Lewis remains in control, and Lewis goes with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Dr. Death, but on a roll of 3, it is Lewis setting his head too soon. Dr. Death comes up and grabs him and dumps him down hard with an awesome pile driver onto the arena floor. Lewis now is stunned, and Williams is in control. A big doctor bomb by Dr. Death. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll is 2, and on a roll of 3, Lewis just barely kicked out. Wow. I think Lewis may have underestimated the power of Dr. Death, Steve Williams, in that doctor bomb, as we have a near fall here in the opening moments. And Steve Williams coming back for more. And Williams goes to the Oklahoma Stampede. That's a +2 finisher. The pin roll is 5 or lower. And on a roll of 7, Lewis gets his leg over the bottom rope, and the match continues. Oh, yeah, that was a 12. Add a token. You are correct, KB. Williams did take a 12 on the arena floor. Thank you for picking that up. So Williams has 1 fatigue token now, and Lewis 2. But Williams is still in control here after Lewis just barely survived the Oklahoma Stampede. And now it is a superplex being attempted by Dr. Death. This is a choice H maneuver, so we can go agility or we can go death jump, and we are going to go agility of 7 or lower. And on a roll of 6, Williams gets the superplex, and Lewis is hurt. Williams maintains control, and a big lariat by Dr. Death takes Lewis out of his boots. Lewis again showing resilience as he gets back up, and another football tackle by Williams, and this one takes Lewis all the way out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Out to the arena floor we go once again, and on a roll of 5, that's going to go odd even. Lewis will get the even roll, and on a roll of 1, it is Dr. Death who wins the brawl on the arena floor as he just drives Lewis. Williams just stuck his shoulder into the ribs of Lewis and drove him right up against the side of the ring. Lewis continues to be hurt in that back. He's taken a couple of big moves now, and as they come back into the ring, it is Dr. Death with a press slam, high overhead and down to the canvas hard. Dr. Death continues to work over the lower back of Strangler Lewis. And now it is Williams with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Ed Lewis. And on a roll of 11, it is a big football tackle by Dr. Death that takes Lewis back down to the canvas. Dr. Death in control. And on a roll of 6, it is going to be the Oklahoma Stampede once again. The pin roll now is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 11, Lewis kicks out. The match continues. Williams still in control, and Williams now goes to the backdrop driver. This is the +3 finisher. And now the pin roll is 8 or lower after the backdrop driver, and on a roll of 5, he got him. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Death Steve Williams is your 2022 Filsinger Cup winner. Just overpowering Ed Lewis with a couple of Dr. Bombs and Oklahoma Stampede and finishing him off with the backdrop driver for the victory. So congratulations to Dr. Death for winning the Filsinger Cup and gaining another title match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. As KB observes, Lewis has to have some broken ribs. I would not be the least bit surprised at that. So Dr. Death wins the Filsinger Cup. And as we go back to our histories, Dr. Death has not won the Filsinger Cup before. Or no, wait a minute. That's the Wrestler of the Year. Dr. Death has not won Wrestler of the Year. And he has not won the Filsinger Cup either. But earlier in the year, Dr. Death won the Money in the Bank ladder match, which is how he got his first world title reign to begin with. So this has been a big year for Dr. Death, winning first the Money in the Bank ladder match back in April, and now coming home with the Filsinger Cup to conclude the 2022 Tournament of Champions. And what a night it has been. Congratulations to Dr. Death. Congratulations to Cheerleader Melissa. Congratulations to the Midnight Express and, of course, Jim Cornette. And congratulations to the Kimber Bombs, all of your Filsinger Cup trophy winners, gathered in the ring for the presentations as we close the show. Ultimate Wildcat Fan, Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, Salvador, America, Michael Brada, lots of great chat here tonight. I know there were some folks here earlier on as well. Derek Bauman was here. Frank Wayne Scott made his appearance. I believe Philip Reynolds was here briefly. Referee James Lawrence, always a pleasure. Frank Wayne Scott. Pops Reviews. And D. Scott Howard all made their appearances here in the Heartland for Heartland Championship Wrestling's presentation of the 2022 Tournament of Champions. Thank you all once again for tuning in tonight for this 2 hours and 14 minutes of Heartland Championship Wrestling action. This is Dave Little, finally signing off from the Dave Cave. That's our stream, and I am out of here.